Have you ever heard of someone who turned a tiny house into a big dream? Not by building it taller or wider, but by filling it with stories. Let me tell you about Sandra Cisneros. She's a writer, a dreamer, and someone who shows us that even a quiet girl with a notebook can grow up and change the world with her words. Sandra grew up with six brothers. That's right, six. She was the only girl. It was loud, wild, and full of energy at her house. But Sandra was different. While her brothers were wrestling and running around, Sandra liked to sit with a book or write in her journal. She was quiet, but her imagination was louder than anything. Her family moved a lot when she was growing up. One day they'd be in Chicago. Another day they might be in Mexico City. Over and over again, they packed up and started somewhere new. Sometimes she didn't even get to unpack her books before it was time to go again. Moving so much made Sandra feel like she didn't belong anywhere. In Chicago, she didn't feel fully American. In Mexico, she didn't feel fully Mexican. She felt like she was always in between. But instead of trying to fit in, Sandra wrote about it. She wrote about what it felt like to be different. She wrote about girls, about growing up, about dreams, and about small houses with big hopes inside. Her most famous book is called The House on Mango Street. It's about a girl named Esperanza who wants a home of her own, one that feels safe and beautiful. It's not just about a house, it's about growing up, about being seen, and about finding your voice. The book became a big hit. People from all over the world read it. It's been translated into more than 20 languages. Teachers use it in classrooms. Kids read it and say, "Hey, that sounds like me." And even adults say, "Wow, I wish I had read this when I was younger." But writing that book wasn't easy. When Sandra was in school, she noticed that her teachers mostly gave books written by men or by people who didn't look or live like her. She decided she would write stories that showed the world she knew, the real world of working class families, colorful neighborhoods, and girls with big dreams. Sandra didn't stop with just one book. She wrote poems. She wrote short stories. She gave speeches. She helped other writers, especially young Latina women, find the courage to share their own stories. Sandra also became known for her bright personality. She once painted her house in San Antonio, Texas, a bold shade of purple. People in the neighborhood were surprised, but Sandra said she liked colors. They made her happy, and she believed her home should reflect joy. She believes that art and writing can change lives. She's won many awards for her work, including the National Medal of Arts. But she doesn't write for the trophies. She writes for the people, especially for those who don't always feel heard. Once, someone asked Sandra why she didn't write about rich people or big castles. You know what she said? She said she writes about the people she knows. People who might not be rich in money, but are rich in heart, in love, and in spirit. Sandra Cisneros teaches us that your story matters. Even if your house is small, or your voice is quiet, or you feel like you don't fit in, your story is still powerful, just like hers. So here's your challenge. Write a sentence about your home. Not just what it looks like, but what it feels like. Is it loud? Is it silly? Is it warm like a hug? That sentence could be the start of your own book someday. Remember, Sandra started with just a notebook and a dream. And look what she made. Keep dreaming, keep writing, and don't ever be afraid to be yourself. I'll be back soon with another amazing story. Until then, keep your heart open and your pencil sharp.